Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Earth, Wind, and Fire shit, brother.
Come on with it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack at it. Bye. Bye. As you can tell, man, I got none other than the man himself, the Bay legend, Frisco's finest, man. We got JT, the bigger figure, in the motherfucking house, right? Exclusive interviews, man. This is what we do, man. From the valley to the bay. That's how we operate.
Come on, man.
I had a great
love it.
conversation yesterday with JT, man, and I felt that for no other reason, man. This man, I don't even got to put nothing on his name, man. He is who he is. You already know what it is, man. His reputation precedes him. This is the man, the entrepreneur, the man who brought everyone out the bay, man. And it's just the list goes on and on. Let's get straight to it, bro. I wanted to ask you about Black and Brown. There's been a lot going on, man. You know, I push for the unity right here on my channel, man. That's first and foremost. That's what I'm about. I know you're about the same thing, man. You are actually a visionary and someone who started the Black and Brown movement with Gold Toes, man. Can you kind of explain some of that history, man, how that all went down?
Well, you know, shout out to Gold Toes, man. You know, it was his idea from the very beginning. The Latin community in San Francisco, I went to high school at Mission High School. So early on, you know, I was familiar with 2-4 Mission, 19 Cap or 21st Street, 22nd Street, you know. So going to school with them dudes, when I started rapping, they were supporting me. So then I started to see when I put my tapes out that I was moving a lot of tapes in the Latino community. My Mexican brothers was coming buying my tapes up. And over the years, you know, when I would communicate with a lot of Latin artists that wasn't really out yet, Gold Toes came to a guy named Charles Kelly, who was managing San Quinn, and he brought the idea. I think they was already finna do it, but they brought me into it like, JT, you know, we about to do the Black and Brown project, man. This is Gold Toes, you know. Gold Toes was like, yeah, man, we love you, you know, the Get Low Records, man. You know, we supported y'all. We trying to do the same thing, and we want to do it together, though. And I want to make a compilation, 17 Reasons. And I was like, man, that's dope, man. I got to be part of that. So I told him I'll make a beat, you know, for a song. And matter of fact, I do the kickoff, Black and Brown, you know,
Absolutely.
me and Louis Loke. And you know, I made the beat. Louis Loke and Gold Toes came through with a few of the homies. We did the song. Then San Quinn, Messy Marv, you know, all the guys, they start doing their songs. The project came out, and to see it explode the way it did, it was like a no-brainer of putting the Black and Brown together. It was just like it just made sense. Like it wasn't like it was something different, but it was like an inclusion because these was the guys that been around anyway. When we do our shows, these the same guys there. Now they got their own songs and we doing them together. So I just felt hella proud to be part of that. And then I watched it blossom, you know, into the Diz Latins and all the other things that came after it. But he never let go of the Black and Brown side of it. And you know, that's how we started.
Exactly, man. I seen it, man. I seen it in the way it developed and the way it exploded on the block in the valley. Looking at it from the valley standpoint, man, we were, man, this is something different. But at the same time, we were enjoying it. We were enjoying because all these different rappers that we supported, anyways, had come together on a Black and Brown tip. We were like, oh yeah, they done hit gold with this one, right?
Hit gold.
And it continued with 18 with a Bullet and several other compilations. Growing up in San Francisco, man, I know the Bay is different. You know, the Bay is different. It's different from LA, where at LA it's more gang related issues. The Bay Area is more, you know, you guys are on your player shit. You guys are on your turf shit. Growing up in the Bay, how was the relations between Black and Brown there? Was it always love, or was there fun just like anywhere else?
I think the gang part of it was more or less between the red and the blue. Like we never had, like, to my knowledge, the whole time that I've been living in San Francisco, I've never felt or heard of a dispute where it's a group of, like, a set of Mexicans want to beef with a set of blacks anywhere in San Francisco. I've never heard of that. Now, what I did hear where there were some black guys that had the opportunity to get some, some of that product,
Yeah.
and then they didn't pay. Or some black guys felt like, okay, I'm gonna take advantage of this Latin guy he don't know. Then I'm finna take him off. I'm gonna do it a few times with him, and then the big load, I'm finna take him off.
Yeah.
And then now that guy got to deal with the Mexican mafia now, the Mexican team, the gang or whatever, the clique, the crew that finna come take care of that. And I heard many men that lost their lives playing around in the dope game with them packs. So that's far as it go in terms of violence.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, in San Francisco with black and brown. So as I stated, I went to Mission High School in a Mexican neighborhood. It was black and brown. It was Samoan. It was Filipino. It was white. It was the whole United States of different nationalities. So San Francisco, when I moved to Atlanta, it's my majority is black. You hardly see white people in terms of neighborhood wise, or Latin people, even though the Latin community is heavy down south. But in San Francisco, it's just normal to see every nationality, and we was able to learn the different cultures because we grew up together, going to school together, playing basketball, going to concerts, and then now we enjoy music together. So it's like it just merged together naturally through the music.
Exactly, my brother. Music is universal, and that's what I've always loved about the Bay Area. You get a little bit of everything, especially Frisco, man. You hit the city, and already, man, you could be over here. It's gonna be Mexican over here. It's brothers, man. You Hunters Point, Fillmore, whatever it may be. You're gonna get a little bit of everything, man. But it's all love. You're not gonna feel no tension. Just because you're over there, man. The embracement is real. The Valley was a little bit different. As you get down south towards the LA area, they had a whole bunch of stuff going on. But one thing I always liked about the Bay was the Bay kept their politics and what they had going on separate. Separate. Definitely, the Bay's always been the pioneers of that, right? Separation, man, just doing their own thing. It's a Bay thing.
People in the Bay actually, I think everybody want to maintain their own lane and whatever they standing on, whatever they stand for. And I think that's everywhere. But in the Bay, when it came to the gang politics, instead of a large gang, it became more of we're more crew orientated or block. What block did you live on? Like that's your gang. You know what I mean? It's not so much like people could just come from anywhere else, even though people would come to different blocks, and we accept different people wherever they come from. But those that's born and raised there, when it comes to Turk politics or when it comes to street politics, your politics is based on what block is you on, and then what crew is you part of. Even though you might be part of Fillmore, but you got your own crew, your own block, and you might not get along with everybody in Fillmore. So I think that was our plus, but it was our downfall too, because we have a lot of self-hate, murders, killings that could have really been avoided, but a lot of times it'd be miscommunication, jealousy, envy, and we so close together. So once the envy start and the egos come out, the guns come out, and then once it became popular to kill somebody for fucking with you, or like, the murder stripes, the easiest people to murder was the people you grew up with. So I never really liked it that, man. Like as a pioneer in the game, I never got a chance to get into the murder game. It's like I was so deep into, man, I'm trying to make it. Man, I'm watching P. Diddy make it, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. I'm watching people become multimillionaires that was just struggling. So in my mind, I always thought that music and being an entrepreneur, like the independent game, like once I got popular for being somebody that promote independency, I'm like, shit, you don't have a choice but to be independent first before you could go major.
Yeah,
so really, you don't even have a choice. This is mandatory. So, just in the context of me saying that, that's why San Francisco politics, like I said, the black and brown Latinos, when it comes to murders in San Francisco over there, it be murders that got to do with black, brown on brown. It don't. It's not
it never crosses over.
It's not like these is black people dying in the Mission District. No, this is brown people dying in the Mission District, the Excelsior, going down, going towards San Bruno, South
Yeah.
San Francisco. Like the Latino population is huge in the Bay.
Yeah.
There is no Bay without the
Yeah.
Latino community. So, and when I say Latino community, I start learning there's different. It's not just Mexicans. It's some other countries of
Oh yeah.
people that's in El Salvador, El Salvadorian,
Guatemala,
Guatemala.
Honduran.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
so it's not the same thing. They're like, no, the Latin community is all of us, but Mexican is Mexican.
Yeah.
Guatemala, El Salvadorian. So that's something that over the years I got to understand because I
Yeah.
was just call anybody Mexican. They like, hey, bro, I'm not Mexican. I'm this or I'm that. I'm like, what educate me? You know
Yeah.
what I
Exactly.
mean? Because I
Exactly.
want to know. I don't want to disrespect no culture or nobody. I want to understand. I was in New York eating some rice and beans, some tortillas, something that looked like it was Mexican food. When I was like, man, this Mexican food good. I was with my homeboy. He said, JT, we Puerto Ricans, man. I was like, well, man, I thought it was the same thing. He was like, nah,
Yeah.
man, everything's not the same, bro. So that's just my experience. I want to
Yeah.
share that with
No,
the
exactly.
viewers of how did I get educated on the Latin, the Mexican, the culture, and
Yeah.
that's some of my history.
Exactly, my brother. Hey, so being a pioneer in the Bay, and this is a question that I've always wanted to ask you personally, and I'm glad I finally got the chance to. What made you get in the music game? Was it the hustle, the money, the struggle, or was it the love of music?
Let me tell you my earliest stages of even thinking about me being an artist. It go back to 1988. I was 14 years old at Pier 39, and me and some of my homeboys, we had did good doing a couple little car robberies, some little things. We had made a couple dollars, so we all went and bought the same sweatsuits. We was trying to look like NWA, like all young people. We want to emulate what's popular.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Pier 39, and with my money, as we walk, when you get off the bus and you walk into Pier 39, when you're going down that street where the water at, and then they got all these shops right here. They had a shop that was a recording studio that anybody could come in here for $10 or $20. I can't remember the number, but you can do Parents Don't Understand. You could rap any song, and they had the lyrics right there, and you could become that rapper,
Okay.
and you just pay per song. But I had an idea when we was walking by, and they had Run DMC, they had LL Cool J. It was the instrumental, and then they had the paper where you can rap their lyrics. I said, I want to pay for the music, but I don't want to use their lyrics. I want to say what I want to say, and I want me and my homeboys to be able to say what we want. So they was like, cool, you paying for the song.
It's your money.
Say what
Yeah.
the hell you want, right? Man, we did 6 songs, and I remember at 14 years old, I spent $60 or a little more to record songs, and we was supposed to go to where the video games and the bumper cars and go talk to the girls and have money for that. But on this day, something said, pay for this. You like LL, you like Run DMC, you like this. Why don't you try it? Because we always was listening to the rap songs and rapping their songs. So that was my first instance. When I recorded 6 songs at 14, they had a radio. A lot of y'all don't know what this is. It's a radio. It's an actual radio with a handle with 2 tape decks, and it say Panasonic on it.
The boom box.
Panasonic boom box,
Mm-hmm.
high speed dubbing. And I bought that. I got my 6 songs done. They gave me my master. I put it in my Panasonic and went and bought some blank tapes and put the other blank tape on the other side and hit high speed dub. And at 14, I was getting off my first tapes because Too Short, his story was the guy that fucking was rapping, and he'll put your name in the song, go record the shit, make some copies, and then sell them fucking tapes to the people with their name in it.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm gonna copy Too Short. And that, in 88, him and Rapid Forte had
They were popping.
Don't Fight the Feeling. Was it Don't Fight the Feeling?
I think it was. Yeah, that just hit. Yeah.
And that was big. And Too Short was on Jive, and that album went gold.
Yeah.
So just my earliest experience of making me want that rapping for tape from Field Mode. So I'm like, damn, he's on, I don't understand the record business, but damn, this guy that I know is on fucking on Too Short album.
Yeah.
And that right there was a big kickoff for me. And watching Huey MC and Coog Nut, those are the three. I mean, those are the four. Too Short, Rapping Forte, Huey MC from Field Mode, and Coog Nut. And from there, that was my earliest inspiration of somebody that I see is got a tape out, is a record. It's like this, like you like LL to me,
Oh yeah, no doubt.
but you from the Bay. So as I progressed, I got locked up in '89, right when I was going to Mission High School, and then all in 1990 I was locked up. In 91, I got out, but before I got out, I had to go to court one more time so I could get assigned my probation period.
Yeah.
And when I went, the judge said, "You have caught so many cases, sir. You just did your time on Log Cabin Ranch, but you just got into a riot on a home pass at Juvenile Hall." And it wasn't really a riot, but it was like something they try to blame me because the Hunters Point guys try to get us when you get off the bus at Juvenile. Across the street is McAteer High School, but that's a Hunters Point school. So when they used to wait for us on Fridays and then try to catch us and jump us, because we from Field Mode. So the judge said, "You have a 9-year commitment over your head. We gave you so many chances with these cases you have. You should be going to California Youth Authority. So we're going to give you a 9-year commitment stay, meaning you free to go, complete your probation. But if you come back while you're on probation, you're going to do these 9 years." And that stuck in my mind because my homeboy Demo ended up going to YA, and a couple other guys, they like, YA is like prison. This ain't no basketball, swimming. You ain't playing pool all day, watching videos. You're locked up in the fucking room. So I want to be a rap artist. And I made my first 6 songs that I put out called Putting It on the Map. It was a black and white cover. Dank a Dope, an 8-minute song about Field Mode. That's what gave me my fame. That's what I learned from Too Short. So I made an 8-minute song and named everybody in my hood. It took me 4 months to write this song. And from there, when I seen my whole hood get behind me, my next project, I did a song with RBL Posse, and that got the whole city to get behind me.
Yeah.
1 year later, I did a song with Mac Mall and Game Recognized Game. They got the whole Bay behind me. And then a few months later, I put out the GLP, and I solidified myself as a producer, an artist, a company, a business, a marketing genius, a young nigga that's 19 years old, and I just made over $200,000 selling tape.
24/7 on that one, right?
Yes.
That was the one, to me, just like you said, it solidified it all. When that came out, it was like, okay, he's here. That's JT the Big Fig. He's here, And then I seen you. So when you said the Bay was behind you, was there a lot of communication and networking going on with a lot of the artists? I'm talking about Messy Marv, San Quinn. You got the Mac, Maul, and then Dre, of course, and then even Tupac was back and forth. Did you have a lot of interaction, or was it kind of just like everyone doing their own little thing?
My interaction in first big concert was 1993 with E40, Spice One, Dangerous Dame, Pool Man, Seagram, RBL Posse, 1993, and I think it was called something on the Bay. No, hold on, what was it called? On the lake or at the park? But basically, this was my first time being around everybody at the same time. That was the first concert, and it was in '93. That had like 50 rappers on that motherfucker, and the poster was so big with all the names on it. But there was no internet. There was pagers, and then by '93 the cell phones came out.
Yeah.
By '94 the smaller ones came out. So there was, depending on like the club life. If I couldn't rap, I didn't just go to the club like to hang out. Like when I was 18, 19, you can't get in anyway. Them niggas was tripping about that 21. But by 94, I turned 20, finna turn 21. And my song Game Recognized Game was on the radio. So I'm like, shit, I gotta go be out now.
You getting in everywhere. Yeah.
I gotta go promote now. And that's why I was like, I gotta be like Dr. Dre, nigga. I gotta be like Snoop Dogg. I gotta be like Suge Knight. I gotta be like E40. These is the people that I got to be like. Ice Cube. I got to be like these dudes. And I gotta make something. I gotta make something shake. Period.
Yeah.
That was my mentality. I'm like, let me put out Demo the Youngster. Let me put out Septa Gaffler. Let me put out San Quinn. Let me just make, because I'm making beats now. I'm like, man, this shit means something to me for real.
Yeah.
It means something. I'm on the phone right now.
Well, that's what always separated.
All right.
That's what to me always separated you from a lot of other people was you weren't just only an artist, but you were out there setting foundations for a lot of young Bay Cats, man, for a lot of people. And we always looked at you like that. I know at least from where I was from, it wasn't JT's not just a rapper. JT's a boss, you know what I mean? Doing his thing. And that's how we looked at it. One of the bosses of the Bay, you know what I mean? Period. And no one can deny that.
No one could deny it, especially when you go back to the era where it wasn't that popular to be a rapper. It wasn't popular to have a record label. It didn't become mega popular to after our generation when they're like, man, this guy a fucking kid. He putting out album after album after album. He getting all this money. He like a one-man machine. Like, I'm making the beats. I'm paying for it. I'm the manager. I'm the marketer. I'm everything because I'm like, I don't want to go $8,000 off $1,000, off $10,000. Why do you want to go to prison? And I felt like CDs, I just like God sent us a gift from heaven. Something called the rap game. And then all you got to do is make some beats, get a little studio in your room. I made all that shit in my mama's house in my bedroom. And people were like, wait a minute. So you mixed the beats, made the beats, you put the shit out yourself. I'm like, boy, I learned the secret because I know if I make this album myself, I'm going to the manufacturer. Even if I don't got that much money, I could press 1,000. And as soon as I get my CDs back, I just got to go to a few stores and I'm going to have $8,000. That's how I made more money than the drug dealers.
That's the game right there. That's the game. So
the independent game.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you, because I know, speaking of game, you were around the game, man, and actually was there in the beginning of his career. Black Wall Street, the game. He's getting in the mix lately, man. He challenged Eminem. He's doing what he does, man. With the game, being familiar with the man, what do you think's going through this man's head? I mean, this man, do you think it's just a marketing ploy? Do you think he really truly believes that he's jumped to that next level? What do you think? Do you think this is a good move in the industry?
I think it all started when the way he treated me as the one who found him, discovered him, and I started Black Wall Street. And that was my first artist on Black Wall Street. But when he signed with Dre, I'm like, okay, I could take the back seat. Okay, the Black Wall Street, you take the front seat, and we gonna rock this thing out. That never happened. He got the deal and said he started Black Wall Street. When I brought, basically, I'm not gonna paint him as a bad guy. He went with the opportunity and just cut a guy out like JT. Shit, you discovered me and you said I was the next guy for California. You the first person to say it before I even knew. But that was what the gift God gave me of the independent game. I saw the talent and I did the best I could to boost him. But what he did to me, he turned around and did it to 50 Cent. Once his album came out, he felt his nuts. And the comparison between him and 50 Cent caused him to start smelling his own nuts. His nuts kind of like got too big or something, not paying attention. You can't bite all the hands that feed you because it might not never come back the same. When he did that, he crossed Dr. Dre also by causing a problem with his #1 star. Hey, nigga, you just got in here. Your album came out in January and you already falling out with 50 Cent in February. That was the worst look. The album's so good. He had some more great albums. He never recaptured that moment when he was the star for all of us. He shitted on JT first, then shitted on 50 Cent within a month of his album coming out. And by doing that, that was the beginning of what you see today, a man trying to recapture the glory of the beginning but the foundation of the people that helped you, you put yourself in a position to the fans. Yes, you are still one of the best rappers in the world when it comes to street gangster rap. Yes, you have that. But the way you treat the people and the arrogance of your position, you didn't even realize that while you was hot, you should have put somebody else on. There's not one person that he put on. And I think in his mind, he realized when I had all the power, everybody behind me, I actually didn't put nobody on. Not one person,
Yeah.
not even his own brother. So this move that I'm watching, I gotta learn from that. That I hope I never become arrogant with what God blessed me with, because in a moment it could switch to where you could have 19 million followers on Instagram, but that's actually not. That's just numbers. And
Exactly.
yes, you sold millions of records, but your influence over the game right now is not there. It's so clear, but having Whack 100 didn't make it any better based upon his antics and formulas of not caring about other people's feelings and what he say. Yes, we all have our own opinion, but some of his antics, I think, cost Game. I think Game could have got loved by himself, but
Yeah.
since he's dealing with all the lawsuits and other things where people was after his money, he got to hide up under the label of whatever him and Wack got going, that is legally protecting the funds that actually do come,
Yeah.
that it can be split up in another way behind the door, but in front, Game is my artist, this is my label, it's my money, so I can
Yeah.
put this.
He's the front man. He's the front man,
Yeah,
basically.
and that makes sense, and that makes a lot of
That
sense.
totally makes a lot of sense, man. That totally
But
makes a
I
lot of sense.
think he never knew how to separate himself from those antics, and maybe Wack got him to the point so deep where he can't separate, because that'll make everything fall. He hold all the cards.
Oh yeah, that's
Somebody
what
got
Wack does to his artists, man. He conducts it with an iron fist, man. But now with all the stuff going on with Eminem, man, I don't know if the game done lost his mind or he's trying to, like you said, man, get back to the glory days. But man, that's a man you definitely don't want to challenge in the game, you know.
Eminem fans, without Eminem saying anything, have punished the game in a campaign of don't support him, or
Yeah.
let's tune them off, or I don't know what they do. You know how they could call the radio or whatever
Yeah,
the hell.
they do that.
It's some powerful people that Eminem don't have to like say nothing really back. His fans are so aggressive. I seen how they was. I said, oh yeah, that I don't think he shouldn't have made a song 8 minutes long. Now, if he would have killed them in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, that would have been all right. It's just another song on the album.
Yeah.
But to do something that is 8 minutes means that you took a lot of time. You didn't write that in one day.
Mm-mm.
That's not a 1 day song right there, not an 8 minute song.
That's something he's been sitting on.
That's something you've been thinking about bar for
Mm-hmm.
bar, practicing how to say it, emulating Eminem. That's what made people and making you say he got to be crazy. If you don't like him that bad, why do you sound like him on those?
That's hey, what do they say? 40 said it the best, man. Imitation is the best form of flattery, you know?
That's it right there.
You
He
know
did
that.
a great job at taking Eminem's voice. He actually did an
Yeah, he did
excellent
good.
job of studying. He had to listen to the album maybe 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know how many times he listened to Eminem album to master the technique and nuance.
You know, hey,
Shout out to Game.
yeah, shout out to Game. Hey, he's doing what he does, man. At the end of the day, man, that's his life. I got one more question for you, brother, man. We're gonna get out of here. Just one more. Africa, brother. What's your experience out there in Africa, man? I know you back in the motherland. I know it's a lovely thing. I know you're doing a lot for the people. What is your experience out there?
I feel like a Mexican American born in America, raised on English, but finally get to go back to the real Mexico as an adult for the first time for you to grab the culture how you need to grab it because you was born in America.
Yeah.
But you still a real Mexican. Your mom is Mexican. Your dad is 100% Mexican, no cut. And then that person gets to go back to Mexico and interact with his people for the first time, and then see the benefit of Mexico for what it has to offer for somebody from America who can take some American dollars and go back to Mexico and have a good life and just go back and forth. That's how I feel right now in Africa, that I was able to come as an adult by myself and to find other people that look like me, that my people come from. This is where I come from. And now I can actually come and talk to people and interact through music, interact through learning how to buy land and then build water wells, and seeing how important somebody could buy a necklace in America. You could have bought 2-3 water wells and took care of 50,000 people from these few water wells, because in some places in Africa, the lake disappeared. Like they say drought. This I got to see it.
This is real drought. Yeah.
I wanted to, as a person, as a black man, how can I come to my people where in America I never seen poor people like I seen in Africa. Yeah. But I never seen rich people like I seen in Africa too. So I seen both. I'm like, what the fuck? You got a house that own. So yeah, they own all this and they own all this. And so I got to see extreme poor and I got to see extreme rich. So my experience right now, October 7th to be my 3rd year living here. I started in Burkina Faso, West Africa, French-speaking country. I built 2 water wells. I bought 10 acres of land. I did the food program. I did music. I do some concerts. But at a certain point, I was realizing, JT, you're not going to speak French no time soon, bro. This shit is hard as hell. You've been here 15 months and you still only know 20, 30 words that I can put in a sentence, like 20 or 30 words, right? Yeah. So I realized that communication, maybe that's why black people don't want to come to Africa, because we don't even know where do they speak English. Now, Ghana is on the map for being English speaking. I wanted to go there. But said Singletary from Sacramento, the owner of Black Market Records, Brother Lynchon, he got one of the biggest record labels in Nairobi, Kenya right now, with over 50, 60 artists signed to his label from Uganda to Kenya, 2 different countries. He said, JT, won't you come over here? They know how to talk English and they love to rap over here. This is a rapping ass country. I say, what? I come see this shit. I couldn't believe how many rappers is over here. My new album come out September 16th on Empire. I got 20 African artists on there. They talk Swahili, but they talk English very fluently. And I'm like, God damn, this like being in America. If I'd have knew this a long time ago, I would have been coming over here. But they're like, JT, this just happened over the last 15 years, 20 years. Y'all been having a rap game. We only had it for 20 years. Y'all had it for 40 years. So it's only 20 years old where I'm at right now, but they got 20 years worth of rappers where it started from this type of style. Now that shit is drill. It's harmony, Kendrick Lamar style, it's future style. I'm like, oh shit. So my experience right now, I live here and I plan on just going back and forth. But I'm happy that my career has an extension. And Ghazi and everybody is saying, JT, do you know right now the African market is becoming the most valuable market? The Latino community had it for the last couple of years. The African market just got on the map. The African market just got on the map heavier with the first African tour of all Nigerian artists that fucking just sold out every fucking stadium they went to. Then they doubled back. They were supposed to go back to Africa. It was so much money involved. No shooting, no violence with this African music. Feel good, singing, And then it's like, wow. So I'm in East Africa. That's West Africa. South Africa, West Africa control the African music market right now. The third market popping up on the scene is where I'm at right now, called Nairobi, Kenya. And man, I'm just happy to be here. So I'm happy to put that out there. And before I finish this point, right now, somebody had reached out to me about doing a Mexico, a Latin, and all African people, music, original people from both of these locations to make a compilation. Right now,
international. I'm telling you, black and brown at its finest. Why not come to you, the entrepreneur, someone who founded it in the Bay and took it all the way to Africa? Black and brown continues. That right there, brother, is the true vision of that it can't stop and it won't stop. We definitely, man, got to get it back like that. You know, there's been a lot of he said, she said going on in America, but I think, man, the ones that are really educated people will get it together. Eventually, we'll get it together.
Do you know right now, for what you just said, even made it click in my head even more, this project have to be done. And shout out to Gold Toes, but I have to put this project together, and I'm reaching out to all my Latin brothers, man. I got an email. It's #1 Trapflix. If any Latin artists right now want to be on this project, I would say the name of the project, but it's black and brown, but it's a different way to say it. Yeah. I sent it to you, but I ain't gonna put it out there. Yeah. Yep. And right now, Empire has put me in a position to say, JT, go find some more labels and more projects. Go to Africa and push that line. But when y'all called me for the interview and I seen what was happening with the black and brown, I say, what if I raise the Mexican flag out here in Africa with some artists right now to blend with some Africans on a unique black and brown of now we didn't spread it from country to country. And JT is the guy right now that I'm inviting all my Latin brothers out there right now. My La Raza, man, the real deal, with your independent music to be part of this project. And you can email me at 1trapflix@gmail and put your number and information in there. And I'm going to let Gunner know and Hunter know that these are the guys that contacted me from the interview. And I want y'all input because I want y'all two to be part of it also. That way, we want to make sure we have the message of the black and brown unity. Like, boy, this shit go all the way to Africa now. Boy, JT is over there representing
we're doing it like that.
Mexico right now, nigga. The real
man,
Mexico.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. With that being said, man, like I said, man, big things are happening, man, with the black and brown community, and it doesn't stop, man. It started in the 90s, and we gonna continue it. You know what I mean? In the 20s, whatever. You know, with that being said, I hope that you guys move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about struggling and striving for your family, man. Coming together as a people, man, showing unity and showing what it is. From the valley to the bay, homie, that's how we operate. If you like this, please hit the like and subscribe with your thumbs up. If not, thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, man. And that's putting pain where it ain't and being a real one, man. JT, I appreciate you, my brother, as always, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you too, brother.
Yep, thank you, bro. We'll stay in contact and we're gonna make something happen. I got plenty of artists, man, that are ready. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, let's do it, man. And I'm glad I could put this on this right here. I want everybody to save this video, man. Share this video because this is a history-making video, man. JT, the bigger figure, raising the Mexico flag in goddamn Nairobi, Kenya. And I got a room full of guys. Hold on, I'm gonna give y'all a sneak peek. As a matter of fact, hold on, before you get off,
let's do it.
Well, let me let you see what my man putting together right now. In the next room. This makes me real proud right here. Bro, fuck it, the cat out the bag.
There we go.
We're starting.
Afri Mexico, they're right there.
Yeah. Put them two together, though. I want it to be one word.
Yeah, Afri Mexico.
And take the co off, though. Take the co off.
Yeah, Afri Mexico.
Hey, what you think is better, Afri or Afro Mexi? I was gonna just put the Mexi.
I like the Afri. I like the Afri because it just rolls off the tongue better, man.
I like that. Smooth. I like that. Afri Mexi. All right, take the CO off, and that's gonna be cool.
We there, man. We all the way there.
Take the CO off right there and put that word together right there. I didn't want to tell the people, man, but I just figured that. Fuck it, man. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey, we doing it. We doing it, bro. Hey, no doubt, man. Hey, you know what? Hey, that way everyone knows what they're signing up for from the beginning, man. Again, like JT says, man, any independent rappers, man, Latino rappers, man, that want to to talk about being in this movement, man, definitely tap in with JT, man, and we can go from there. Definitely, man. With that being said,
at Gmail.
Exactly. With that being said, man, I appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna get on down the road. Thank you so much, man. We be in contact daily, man. It's nothing.
All right, my guy. One love.
One love, brother. Thank you.